Bryce Young got benched. He's no longer the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers after a 2-16 start to his NFL career. So that means Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Y'all remember Andy? I know you remember Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that dude.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know he was still. I ain't think he
Me
was still in
neither.
the
I ain't know
league.
where we at.
That man, look, he done been around the mountain when he came, boy. But so Andy Dalton gonna be suiting up for the Panthers. Should have kept what's his face? Baker Mayfield in the fold, but that's just me.
I was like, he over there balling, by the way.
Balling. I mean, teabagging the people. Anyway, Andy Dalton be starting for against the Raiders come Sunday. So this make Young the first quarterback selected number 1 overall in the common draft since 1967 to be benched for non-injury reasons. A little backstory. So the Panthers traded with the Chicago Bears to acquire the 2023 number 1 overall pick to draft Young, who is 0-2 in this season. His total QBR is 8.9. It's third worst over a 2-game stretch since ESPN began using that metric back in 2011. The Panthers have been outscored 73-13 in the first 2 weeks. With their only touchdown coming on a scramble by Young, ironically so, that was initially ruled a fumble. The 60-point differential is the worst by a team in the first 2 games since 2019. So here's the question. Is this a Bryce Young thing, or is this a Carolina Pussycat thing?
Oh, wow. I think it's a Carolina Panthers thing. Honestly, I don't think. Yes, he's been playing bad. Yes, he does some bonehead things. Obviously, the statistics say so.
Yes, they do.
At the same time, I cannot blame this brother. I don't think he did bad enough for them to bench him. I mean, I don't know really what they gained by starting Andy Dalton, but they haven't built around. They haven't given the guy any tools or anything to even win games with. I mean, so I don't understand why does he, deserve to be benched. If you look at doggone 2023, I'm just gonna look at the offensive line ranks. And I'm scrolling here, and I'm getting past 12, and I'm getting past 13, and I'm getting past 15. They was ranked number 16 last year. Offensive line rank.
That's middle of the pack.
Carolina at the time it was another team banking on eternal development and stability, paying dividends. The unit climbed from 31st in rankings to the top 10 last season, and this is speaking as of 2023. They had a 57.3 dong on PFF grade last year.
That's being generous.
So, I mean, like I said, they haven't drafted well, I don't feel like. Offensive line has not been good. He doesn't have any outside weapons. I mean, the dude is literally running for his life every down almost.
Yeah.
And I'm not building an excuse for him, but I'm building an excuse for him.
Gotta put it in context.
I don't feel like he's deserved. I just feel like whatever they was expecting from him for him to do in Carolina without doing anything for him, I feel like it's just unfair. So I mean, and then they got Andy Dalton. I mean, yeah, he a veteran guy, and he knows the football aspect, nothing new to the NFL. He wasn't very successful, I would say. I actually enjoyed playing Cincinnati when he was over there.
Especially when AJ Green was out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy.
I'm trying to tell you. But, I mean, what you benching him, what do you gain from that? with you benching him and starting Andy Dalton, what does the franchise gain from that? You know?
Oh, I can answer that question.
I mean, you can answer it.
Okay. The question is, by benching Bryce Young and starting Andy Dalton, what does that gain them? Absolutely, positively, nothing.
I don't think so.
The situation is not going to be fixed just by benching the young buck.
Right, yeah.
Here's the problem. The ineptitude in the front office. This is what pisses me off about Carolina. Carolina was once one of the top teams. But they fell from grace. Not because money wasn't involved. No. It wasn't about money. It was about ego.
Right.
Here's the thing. When your owner gets mad because a local business trolls them on their billboard, first of all, owner, you are relatively wealthy. I want to say you a billionaire. You had enough money to buy a football team. Why are you getting out your car, going in this restaurant, commanding them to take down that sign because you mad?
Right.
The Carolina Pussycats, they like a cat without a litter. They some stray cats in this climate of the NFL. They some stray pussycats. And we all know what happens to stray pussycats in the neighborhood. They start having kittens if they're the female. If they're the male, they might get picked off by a hawk. I don't know. They got a falcon in their division, so they might get picked off quite a lot this year coming. But the thing is, this ain't new. This ain't new. First, let's go back in the day. Julius Peppers, a legend on that Carolina team. Hall of Famer. What they do? They let him go. Steve Smith, the ultimate Carolina. I'm gonna put some respect on him because he's Steve Smith, the ultimate Carolina Panther. What they do? Let him go. They said he was past his age. But everybody knows it's because he was getting in fights out there at training camp. They say they was hindering Cam Newton development. I'm like, it's 2014. He been in the league 3 years. How much more development do you want? But anyway, Luke Kuechly, he said bye.
Deuces.
Let's talk about Greg Olsen. He chalked up the deuces. The list goes on and on for Carolina. But the factor remains the same. The ineptitude of that organization. The Carolina Panthers, in my opinion, are the New Age Browns.
That's true. That's spot on.
Should I call them the Cleveland Panthers?
I'm trying to tell you, that's spot on right there, buddy.
Or the Carolina Browns? What?
I like Carolina Browns.
I like Carolina Pussycats better. It just rolled off the tongue, you know. I'm trying to tell you, it's the Carolina Pussycats. What they need to do, they need to start over. They need to just tear everything apart, start over. It's just like, the bikini wax. You know what I'm saying? They mow it down, start it over. Right. Sometimes it get a little nappy. You know what I'm saying? Might get a hair bump or two.
Wow. Yeah.
But once you start it over,
yes, sir.
Let me tell you, it's. You remember on Harlem Nights? When I forget her name, but it was the character Della Reese played. She said, "I got a girl so good that when you throw her in the air, it'll fall like sunshine."
Good God of Zion.
And you see Red Fox look up at the sky and just start cheesing because he knew it was so good. The dude called his family. And put your mother on the phone. He said, I ain't coming home no more. You take it easy. Click. I said, that's gangster.
Yes.
That's what Carolina need to do. They need to make it so good that when they throw it in the air, it'll fall like sunshine. This is how they do it. One, they got to fix that offensive line. Mm-hmm. It's detrimental. You got to fix it. You could put Brady in his prime behind that offensive line. It is not going to end well. You could put Manning, Breeze, who else? Roethlisberger. Who else who's been Rivers? All them guys. You could put them behind that offensive line. It is not going to work right. They chose Andy Dalton because, like you said, he has longevity in the league. He's been in the league for a mighty long time.
Mighty long time. I'm surprised he still can throw the ball.
I want to say he's been in the league almost 15 years.
I mean,
it's right around 15-year mark for Andy Dalton. So he's seen a lot.
Yes, yeah. But it's still not going to work for him.
It's not going to work for him. He's going to be looking up at the sky just like Bryce Young was. Bryce Young had to run for his life. The few Carolina Pussycat games that I happened to partake in because I ain't had no choice because that's all they was showing on TV. Well, all I saw was he was just running off for his life.
I'm trying to tell you. Like my man Kuiper Jr. said, who is another sports analyst, very big on college football. Mm-hmm. Mishandled was his word.
That's being nice.
Because when you drafted Bryce Young, you knew that he was the outliner. Mm-hmm. He used an example of Russell Wilson when he got drafted. Was bigger, taller, but he was only 5'10", and 3/4. That opened it up for the 5'10" quarterback. But Russell Wilson was 205, 208 pounds coming out, not 180. Kyler Murray, because of Russell Wilson, became the number 1 pick overall, different body type than Bryce Young. So you knew Bryce Young, not only short, but small, and he was going to need help. He was going to need help. You knew that. The Panthers took Young with the top pick out of Alabama, passing over Ohio State C.J. Stroud. After the quarterback threw for 8,200 yards with 79 touchdowns in 2 seasons, Young had some bright spots during his rookie season, including beating Stroud and the Texans in Week 8. But the team finished 2-15, with Young throwing nearly as many interceptions as touchdowns, going 10 and 11, and just a little over 2,800 passing yards. But I totally agree with Mel. I mean, you obviously knew this guy was going to need some offensive line help, somebody he can throw to outside of Adam Thielen, which is I respect Adam Thielen. I'm a fan of him. But outside of Adam Thielen, he was going to need somebody else to throw the ball to. Mm-hmm. And you didn't give him a running back. So they definitely mishandled this draft pick, this high overall draft pick.
Number one.
They definitely bombed this draft pick. Did not do what a franchise would normally do when they know they're bringing in a young guy.
Yeah.
You got to build around the guy. You cannot. Yes, he threw ball. I understand. I've seen a few games with Bryce Young playing. I understand. I totally understand. But, I mean, what do you expect? Like, you did the bare minimum for this kid and expected everything to fall into place.
I'm going to tell you why. This may be controversial, but I'm going to tell you why. It's the Mahomes effect across the NFL. These quarterbacks that's coming out, since the league saw what Mahomes could do, from that point to the day, you are expected to lead that team to the promised land or get darn close to it.
Right. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Not even to mention. Young has now played under 3 head coaches.
That's tough.
in just 18 games into his career, 3 head coaches and pretty much 1 regular season. That's pretty much what we're playing right now, 18 games. He done had 3 different head coaches. And you know,
Pussycats being the Pussycats.
Every head coach got their own mentality of how football should be played and what they expect from their team. You done gave him 3 different coaches. That's crazy. That's a lot. I mean, especially for a young quarterback, that's a lot to adjust to.
It's a whole lot, especially in a short time.
I mean, just like I said, and just 18 games into his career, after the team fired Frank Rich, I think his name is.
Frank Wright.
Right, yeah. Mid-season last year. Then they installed Coach Chris Tabor. And then they hired Dave Canales, or whatever his name is, over the offseason. That's 3 head coaches that he done went through. And you expect this guy to be able to get y'all over the imaginary threshold. That even if Bryce Young was a good quarterback, y'all still won't have success because y'all just absolutely bottom beaters.
Catfish. That's why I call them the Pussycats. Where the Pussycat at? At the bottom.
Honestly,
that's where they gonna be at.
I feel bad for bro, man.
I feel bad for him because not only this could derail his career, but it's gonna kill that confidence.
That too. Yeah.
You gotta be strong mentally to say that to endure the fact that okay, you're not getting it done. We're going to go with the wily old redhead veteran. The red rifle. Until the Carolina Pussycats get out their own way and rebuild that team and organization the way it should be, they will be forever known, from parting from my lips, as the Pussycats. You can have a landing strip, a bush. It could be ball, but it's still a Carolina Pussycat to me until they get it together. It don't make no sense. But in the comments, I'm starting to sweat. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I know Keith, y'all gonna come for me, and I gotta be the one to say it, man. I gotta say it, man, because and I hope somebody in Charlotte hears it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, good grief, but let us know in the comments what y'all think. Do y'all think were they justified in benching Bryce Young just 18 games into his career? Or do you think the Carolina Panthers, a.k.a. Carolina Pussycats, is going to get what they deserve? Let us know in the comments. And
you gave the boy 2 slices of bread and said make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Ain't no peanut butter, no jelly in the cabinet.
You supposed to say, here's the peanut butter and the jelly, spread it, but you ain't even give him the jelly.
The boy ain't got no butter knife, he ain't got nothing.
You trying to make this man make a whole peanut butter jelly sandwich with 2 pieces of bread and some twigs you found outside.
Wow, man.
It's sad.
I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to find success in Andy Dalton. I'm just going to tell you right now.
I'm going to tell you.
If
you do, I'll be glad to come back up here and say, man, I was dead wrong about the Carolina Pussycats. They finally got busted open. But I can't even say that because I know it ain't going to happen.
And one last thing, and then we can go. Adam
Yes, sir.
even stepped up for his young quarterback and said, this is not a Bryce Young issue. This is an offensive team issue. We are all in this together.
Coaching. Organization.
I mean,
team building.
It's crazy how everybody see the problem, but Carolina. Everybody see the problem.
Now, here's the thing. This is the definition of insanity. You doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not gonna happen for you, Carolina. Y'all gonna be sitting at the bottom of the barrel. Y'all gonna be that last girl that get invited to the dance, and the only reason why you got invited is because everybody else was taken. But we about to get up out of here because I can go on all night about the Carolina Pussycats.
I'm trying to tell you, though.
You need to call Clarence Carter.
I be smoking.
That's what you need to do. You need to call Clarence Carter to help y'all out. But we gonna get out of here, man. We gonna, as we say as always, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, please leave a like. It'll help us out tremendously. We really appreciate it. So we want everybody to see this video and all our other videos. If you happen to watch, just leave a like. And if you feel inclined to subscribe, please go ahead and do it. We ain't gonna keep begging y'all either, but you know, I'm gonna keep begging, you know, because we need that. We trying to get that YouTube money. You feel me? So, we're gonna go ahead. You know, I was looking for you to do that voice thing up there.
Oh, it's gonna be a special occasion.
It's gonna be a special occasion. But I might have let the pussycat out the bag. Man, there's been a lot of famous cats in the world.
I'm trying to tell you.
You got Top Cat, you got Heathcliff, you got Garfield, and then you got the Carolina Pussycats. They gonna be the last. They that funny looking cat. Like roast beef hanging out, but ain't no moisture nowhere. But we gonna get out of here. We gonna get out of here. Oh man, this has been the Bad Puss Sports Podcast. What you bad for? And we out, y'all.